Top 10 Facts about USA. Number 10. It has no official language. Many might say English and even Spanish are the official languages of the US, but the country actually has none. Records indicate the Founding Fathers did not see a need for one. English was dominant at the time of Confederation, and so it needed no special protection. In addition to this, other languages were also spoken widely, and there was no need to risk offending anyone. Number 9. It is the home of the Internet. There were many inventions and discoveries leading up to what today we call the Internet. Massachusetts Institute of Technology's J.C.R. Licklider made popular the idea of having an intergalactic network of computers in the 1960s. After this came the ARPANET, Advanced Research Projects Agency Network, the first usable prototype for the Internet. Finally, in 1990, Tim Berners-Lee of MIT invented the World Wide Web, which is not actually the Internet itself but rather the most common way to access the Internet. And the rest is history, or rather, the future, and it all started in the US. Number 8. 100 acres of pizza are served there every day. Americans sure love their pizza. According to the Washington Post, those in the US love it so much that about 100 acres of this beloved cheesiness are eaten every day within its borders. In fact, surveys show Americans tend to prefer pizza over hamburgers, considered a staple of American cooking. Number 7. A store in Alabama sells only unclaimed baggage from airlines. Lost your luggage? Buy a ticket to Alabama. The Unclaimed Baggage Center in Scottsboro, Alabama is the only place in the U.S. that buys lost, unclaimed luggage from airlines and sells it back to the general public. That duffel bag might just be in there, somewhere. Number 6. Hunting unicorns? You can get a license at a university in Michigan. Well, who is going to stop you from chasing your dream if you really want to pursue it? If hunting unicorns is something you have always wanted to do, well, go get him. The official permission is issued by the Department of Natural Unicorns of the Unicorn Hunters of Lake Superior State University. Number 5. More people now live in New York City than in 40 of 50 U.S. states. No wonder NYC seems busy. About 1 in 38 people living in the U.S. call New York City their home, making it the most highly populated city in the nation. Its population density is a jaw-dropping 27,000 people per square mile, and there is a birth in New York City every 4.5 minutes. There is more bourbon than people in Kentucky. The bourbon industry is growing at a fast pace. This is great news for Kentucky, as they produce 96% of the world's bourbon. Due to the high demand, Kentucky stores about 4.7 million barrels filled with bourbon. Surprisingly, the number of barrels outweighs the population of Kentucky as there are 4.3 million residents. There's a palace made totally out of corn. You can actually visit a life-size corn palace in the USA. It sounds like something legends are made of, but I assure you it's true. I mean, a palace you can potentially eat. There is a city named Boring, and it's in Oregon. When you hear the word boring, nothing exciting comes to mind. So you might be asking yourself who would ever want to reside in a city named Boring? Believe it or not, tucked away in the state of Oregon about 20 miles from Portland, is a city named Boring with a population of over 7,000 people. To make things more exciting, Boring, Oregon partnered with Dull, Scotland, and have even declared August 9th as the annual Dull, Boring Day. Number 1. Alaska was once Russian. Back in the earlier parts of the 19th century, Alaska wasn't part of the USA. In fact, it was a part of Russia. It wasn't until it was sold off to the Americans that it became a U.S. territory. It wasn't until almost 100 years later, in 1959, that Alaska actually became a state.